So today we're going to review transformations. If you are in the regions and you completely forget the rules, so for example, if you forget the rule for a reflection in the line y equals x, or a reflection on the x-axis, or any type of rotation, so rotation of 90, rotation of 270, we are going to go over some strategies if you happen to forget your rules. So if you are like this in the Regents exam and you forgot your rules and you're panicking and you're crying, well, hopefully not crying, but if you're upset because you forgot your rules, there's something you can do. You can just use your coordinate plane to help you out. So first one would be a reflection in the x-axis, and this would be your rule right here. This is your mapping rule, but if you forget it, it's honestly really not a big deal, because just sketch out a diagram. Well, I have it nicely laid out here, but if it's a reflection of the x-axis, well, that means you are basically folding it over the x-axis. You're flipping it over the x-axis. So this point here, 3, 5, well, let's count how far away it is from the x-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we have to go 5 the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our point would be here, which is the point 3, negative 5, which corresponds to our rule. So if you forget, you can always just sketch it out. We'll just do a quick example. So reflect the x-axis 2, 3. So what you might do on a test is just quickly sketch it out. 2, 3 is right here. Okay, so we are 1, 2, 3. Let's go 3 the other way. 1, 2, 3. This point is 2, negative 3. Okay, the same thing here, but if we used our rule, we would just negate our y coordinate. So that would be negative 6, 11. So once again, it's really not a big deal if you forget your rules, because you can just use your a grid, a coordinate axes. So here's if you're reflecting it over the y-axis. Once again, if you forget your rule, sketch it out and then count. 1, 2, 3. This point is 3 away from the y-axis, so we're going to go 3 the other way. 1, 2, 3. This point here, A prime, is negative 3, 5. And again, you can sketch it out, but why don't we just use our rule in this case? This would be 2, 7. This would be negative 7, negative 4. For a reflection of the line y equals x, once again, you are folding it over the line y equals x. Line y equals x is right here. It has the point of 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. That is our line y equals x. If we saw how far away it is, it's 1, 2. So then we'll go 2 the other way. 1, 2. That point now, 1, 5 becomes 5, 1. All that you're really doing is switching your x and your y values. So negative 8, 11 becomes 11, negative 8. 0, 2 becomes 2, 0. If we're reflecting on the line y equals negative x, well then what we are doing is we are flipping it over the line y equals negative x. So let's see how far away it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's go 4 the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that point now is negative 5, negative 3. So 3, 5 becomes negative 5, negative 3. Our mapping rule is switch and negate. So real quick, switch and negate. Negative 2, negative 8. That point becomes. Here, this one would be 2, 6. So now what happens if we have to reflect it over a line? This is where counting how far it is really comes in handy, because honestly, you're probably not going to remember this rule here. So sketching out a quick little diagram of what the information you have and then counting how far away it is from that line is probably the easiest way to go. So if we want to reflect the point 3, 5 in the line y equals 2, draw a quick sketch and then just count how far away it is. So 3, 5 is 1, 2, 3. So let's go 3 the other way. 1, 2, 3. That point now is 3, negative 1. Much easier than trying to memorize this, and honestly, you'll probably forget. You might forget during the regions, but you have another way to do it. So if we look at these examples here, whoops, okay. So we have to reflect the point 2, 1 in the line y equals negative 3. So 2, 1 is right here. The line y equals negative 3, 1, 2, 3. Here's our line y equals negative 3. So if we count 1, 2, 3, 4, go 4 the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4. That point there is 2, comma, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, negative 7 would be the new point. And again, you can do it for this as well. A reflection in the line x equals some constant follows the same exact rule. So the point 3,5, if reflected in the line x equals negative 2, just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that point is negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 7, comma 5. A prime is negative 7, comma 5. And I'm not going to do more examples because I think you get the idea. So that would be reflections. So the last type of transformation I wanted to review was rotations. So if you forget your rules, you can literally just take your paper and rotate it however many degrees it asks. So for example, if it says rotation of 90 degrees, you'd want to rotate your paper 90 degrees counterclockwise. So take your paper and rotate 90 degrees and look to see what that point is. Okay. Oh, nope, nope, nope. There we go. So the original point was 2, 3. So I'll just write that over here. Our original point was 2, 3, a rotation of 90 degrees. Now that point is negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 3, 2. So if you notice, our rule was switch and negate your y. Okay, rotation of 180 degrees. So now I'm just going to go one more rotation of 90. So this would be 2, what's happening? There we go. Okay, so this would be a rotation of 180. So a rotation of 180 degrees gives us the point negative 1, negative 2, negative 2, negative 3. Noticing all that is happening is you are negating your x, negating your y. And the last one is a rotation of 270, so I'll just go one more rotation of 90. Okay, oops. Here is a rotation of 90, and that point is, that rotation of 270 is 3, negative 2. So we are switching but negating our x. Okay, these are your rules, but once again, if you forget them, just rotate your paper and read what your new point is. So if you're sitting in the exam and you happen to forget your rules, don't be too sad and look like this character, because you can just draw it out, sketch it out, and reflect it over a line, rotate your paper, do all that other good stuff, and it will make you a happy face.